Hi, how are ya? How was your week? It was extremely hot this week. And today, I get out and it's gorgeous. It's cool and it's not humid and it's going to be a beautiful day. So you just have to wait a little bit and then it comes back around again, which is something I was going to talk about, but then I thought of something else. I am a teacher. And I've been in this field a long time. And I started a very long time ago. I will not tell you how long. But I did not have children at the time. I was not married at the time. But I worked in a school, in a preschool. And I thought I knew everything there was to know about kids. Teachers tend to think that way. Mostly because we have a lot of experience. Mostly because we see a lot of different children and we see a lot of different behaviors and we see connections and correlations between parents and siblings and teachers and friends and children. I want to talk about that a little bit because there tends to be something that tells a teacher they know what's right for every child, mostly because we've worked with so many different kinds of kids. But as I've gotten older, as I've had my own kids, as I've seen them grow up, as I've seen my best friend's kids grow up, they're kind of like mine, as I've seen the children change and the populations in this area change, the different cultures that have been coming in and out, I've realized I know nothing. What I do know is kids are different. People are different. We have our own opinions. Kenny has a couple of sayings, but I'm not going to say them. But his dad used to say silly things. People have their own opinions. People have their own ideas of what is right and what is wrong. And people have their own ways of dealing with their own children and with the children of their neighborhood and their country. This is what God says, because I looked it up. And it's not specific to children, but it is kind of fitting in here. So Luke 6, verse 31, do for other people what you want them to do for you. Do you want them to tell you what to do with your own children? Do you want them to say, if you do this, it will be perfect? Romans 14, 1 through 13, do not refuse to accept into your group someone who is weak in faith, and do not argue with him about opinions. One person believes he can eat all kinds of food, but if another man's faith is weak, he believes he can only eat vegetables. This kind of has to do with the Old Testament. Meaning, one person says, you have to follow this rule, and another person says, nah, there's another rule that replaces that. It's not up to me to tell you what to believe. It's not any of my business. We should stop judging each other. This is Romans 14, verse 13. So we should stop judging each other. We must make up our minds not to do anything that will make a Christian brother sin. Stop judging. Matthew 7, verse 1. Don't judge other people, and then you won't be judged. James 4:12. God is the only one who makes the laws, and he's the only judge. He's the only one who can save and destroy, so it's not right for you to judge your neighbor. Luke 6:37 through 38. Don't judge other people, and you will not be judged. Don't accuse others of being guilty, and you will not be accused of being guilty. Forgive other people, and you will be forgiven. What you give, you get back. On and on and on and on. God says, listen, doesn't matter. Your child is your child. Your life is your life. Your job is your job. Your house is your house. Your clothing is your clothing. It's not the man down the street. It's not the lady up in the apartment building. It's not anybody on television's business. It doesn't matter. It's you. God made us all who we are. God made us all different on purpose. On purpose. He didn't say everybody's going to be blonde. Everybody's going to have brown eyes. Everybody's going to be thin and gorgeous. He didn't say that. He didn't do that. He made us all different on purpose. This world needs people who have a little weight on them. This world needs people who are really, 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 really thin. This world needs people who are sick, who are well, who are anxious, who are calm. This world needs people that raise their children any way that they know will work for their child. Whatever's important to them, what they know to be, what they need their child to be. I have my own kids. They had their own stuff. I was a kid. My parents had their own stuff. You don't know what's going on in somebody else's house. You don't know what's going on in somebody else's family. I don't know. I don't know. So you bring a child to my school, and I will try my best not to judge. I try to listen. I'm not always great at it. Don't get me wrong. I am so not always great at things. But when I stop and think, I feel like I need to let go. God didn't say to us, you're going to tell me who's right and who's wrong. God didn't say that. God didn't say, Kath, you know what's best. You tell them. Didn't say that either. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to relax. I'm not going to tell other people what to do. Okay, I'm going to try to tell other people what not to do. Not tell other people what to do. I am going to try to accept everyone for who they are and how they do things, how they raise their children, how they dress, how they drive a car, how they paint their house, how they cut their grass. I'm going to try to accept that. People are different. There's reasons for what they do, and even if there isn't, it's not my business. I do my own things that other people might find a little weird. A lot of things that people might find a little weird. I don't want to be judged. But it doesn't matter. I'm going to do what I need to do, what I think is right. And you know what, honestly, sometimes what I think is right, 15 years down the line, I don't always necessarily think the same way. I think God's good with that. He made us all different for a reason. It's healthier. It's healthier that you have friends who are not exactly like you. It's healthier that you work with people who do different things. I work with a lot of people, not a lot of people, I work with a couple of people. And we all work with children, and we all have different ways of dealing with kids. And sometimes it's hard to remember that just because it's different doesn't mean somebody's wrong and somebody's right. It just means it's different. And maybe God put us all together because we're different, because this child is going to need a different way of dealing with him than this child. So this child might need teacher A and this child might need teacher B. I don't know. I don't know if that's true or not, but I do know this. I know just because somebody is not the same as me doesn't make them wrong. Just different. Different is good. Different is good. So what I'm going to try to do this week is I'm going to try really hard not to judge other people. And I'm not necessarily going to follow through on that every time, but I'm going to really try hard. Because God made that other person. And God made me. And God made George down the street. And God made Harry up the street. And God made Priscilla, who lives down the road. And God didn't make Priscilla like me, or Harry, or George. He made us all who we are. He gave us all our children. God didn't give my children to other people, that God gave my children to me and Kenny. God gave me to my mom and dad. All right, so listen. I'm going to try to remember, do not judge other people. Treat other people the way you want to be treated. I'm going to try to remember this. Just because it's different doesn't make it wrong. Makes it more right. All right, I don't know if this makes any sense. I really hope it does. So listen, have a good week. I love you. I miss you a lot, but you know what? We'll be together soon. Take care.